But at the end of the day, the number that they have is so drastically higher than what the actual replacement cost is when you factor out the land. It may be a $400,000 lot, and they built an $800,000 house. That shouldn't be a $1.2 million policy. So if you actually right-size that and got a guaranteed replacement cost type of chassis backbone to a policy and just did it at the $800,000, sometimes you're at the same price point because you've gone down $400,000 of the total value. What State Farm and those are trying to do is they're trying to overshoot it and protect on the overside, but then contractually they'll hit you with a couple of the crown molding or the different type of granite that they have on the countertops and different other type instances. So they get really detailed on what they'll actually cover or not cover.
Yeah, like finish is one you talked about. The other is the construction of the home too. It's much more expensive if you have like a concrete block versus stick built versus brick, veneer on the outside. You'll get all those questions from a good broker. They're going to ask you that. What's the house? Not just the square footage, but what's the skin on the house? What are the guts? And what are the nice features and benefits inside the home? Monitored fire alarm, and oh my gosh, California, the wildfire regions, they ask questions like, what are some of those questions? Sprinkler system for the roof only, sprinkler system for the whole house. I mean,
gas shut off.
Yeah, the natural gas shut-off valve. It's just, you find out all that stuff because you get premium discounts if you have those things, and in other areas that are less to catch on fire, you get a discount off the premium to do the probabilities. It's amazing.
Well, if you've had a client that's recently built a home that you're helping with the property casualty insurance, it's always good to detail the total costs that they've had and put into that in recent order and keep that some sort of a box file or some sort of file not in the home, right? Because if it burns down, it kind of doesn't do a whole lot of good to have it in the home. But really detail into that because we've seen clients with the same amount of square footage that it may be, $200 a square foot difference in the value of the build of that home for the same square footage. So you really need to understand what they've made up. I don't know if Dan still does, but he used to do the video inventory, video, which is a huge value for people that always say they want to do it but never actually do it. I always thought that was a good little thing that he would do and move in there. So consider that. The second home considerations in areas, I know Florida better. The other guys in the room probably know California better, whether it's first home or second homes out there. But anytime you're dealing in an area that has a high probability of natural disaster or other type instances, the mainline carriers, unless it's a big enough of a relationship, typically won't carry that second home unless it's a big enough home. So if you've got a $1 million house here, but you may have a $300,000-$400,000 house here, Pure is the only one I know recently that started to cover that, even though it's not at the level of the actual, the closer proximity risk to the individual. You have to deal and maneuver through a ever-changing Florida market as it relates to all the different coverages, which are really a new cast of characters after every hurricane, because it usually bankrupts the majority, if not all, of those particular carriers. So second home considerations, note too that, not all, no